My name is Sarah Harper. I am the middle school principal at Faith Lutheran Middle School and High School. And welcome to our feeder school families. I am coming to you this evening from my home, which, we've been pretty good at since March. So tonight, we just want to hopefully provide you some initial admissions information for Faith Lutheran for the 2021-2022 school year. And I'm really excited to be able to be with you this evening and answer any questions, and just really excited to think about a new year and hopefully not doing this from home in the future. So I would like to turn it over and introduce to you Lori Brooks, who is in our admissions department, who will be going through some initial directions for you to start the process. And then we will certainly at the end have an opportunity for answering questions. You may notice on the bottom of your screen that there's a Q&A icon. And so if you have specific questions, you're welcome to plug those questions into there. Lori.
Okay, welcome to our admissions information webinar. I am Lori Brooks. I am part of the admissions department. I'm going to kind of go through with you everything that is all about admissions, how you get started, and how it's really not as tough of a process as everybody seems to think it is. So we want to ease your fears, let you know that there's not 5,000 people applying for the sixth grade. I know there's rumors out there, and we only let in 30. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. We do cap our sixth grade at 26 kids per class. We currently have 9 sections in sixth grade this year, so that was 234 kids. We did fill that, and each year we typically do, but we don't start wait lists until later on in the year. Typically, and if you wait till May, then you may actually end up on a wait list, but if you get started when admission season starts on October 1st, you will be totally fine. So as long as your student has good grades, good recommendations, not perfect. We don't need perfect. We just want we want kids in our school that are going to be good for our culture and be able to keep up with our academics. That's very important to us. First off, I do want to announce our virtual preview night. That's going to be on October 13th. We typically do an in-person preview night, but this year, of course, we had to go virtual. So we have been all working on a bunch of videos with interviews of our staff and our students, as well as campus tours and information on all of our programs. So make sure that you tune into our website on that day, and you can see all of those videos. Plus, we're doing a live webinar at 6 o'clock with Dr. Book, who is our CEO. He can answer a bunch of questions for you, and also answer a lot of, tell you a lot about Faith Lutheran in general. He's a great speaker, so definitely don't miss that. We are opening applications on October 1st, so that will be opening before our preview night. So make sure you get your application in first. All right, first of all, welcome to Faith Lutheran Middle School and High School. The Director of Admissions is Mai Choi. She is a fantastic woman, and you will get to see her a lot through the process. She comes from Concordia Irvine, and she did admissions there for several years, and she's been at Faith along with me for the last 4 years. She's fantastic. She will always be there for you, and she can answer any questions that you have. Right now, she is on maternity leave because she just had a bouncing baby boy on September, what was that, Sarah? September 21st? It was just like last weekend. So she'll be on maternity leave for a few weeks, but then she will be back in the office raring to go. You can reach her by email or by the admissions office phone number. You can also email directly to admissions@flhsemail.org, and we will have people in the admissions office to answer any questions that you might have. As far as our campus tours and our in-person events and our shadow days, those are going to be postponed for the moment because of the COVID pandemic. We aren't allowed to have that many people on campus, and because of our hybrid program this year, we can't add additional people into the classrooms. So we're going to postpone those until restrictions are lifted for the pandemic, and then we will be hosting campus tours again. We will have events again. This is all temporary, we're hoping. So our shadow days are going to be on our admissions events calendar, which you'll find on our admissions pages on our website. You'll be able to schedule those. It's a one-on-one shadow with kids in the same grade that have the same interests. We have several student ambassadors that will take your student and show them what it feels like to be a FACE student for a day. Okay, so applications open on October 1st. That's the big day. When you log in at 12:01 in the morning on October 1st, you will see all of the applications are open, and I will show you how to get to those applications in just a moment. Now, typically our applications are $50 for an application and testing fee, but during October, you have free applications. We waive that fee. So I would suggest that you definitely get your applications in during the month of October, before October 31st, or you will incur that $50 fee. Now, when you go to our website, it's at faithlutheranlv.org. You click on the admissions tab, and there's a drop-down menu. And then you go to new student admission. That's going to take you directly to our admissions page. When you get to middle school admissions, you're going to click on submit an application and then create an account with Crusader Connect. That account is ultimately going to be your parent portal. So this is something you'll start now. It'll be your admissions portal and then turns into your parent portal if your child is accepted to our school. There will be an account setup process, and then you will have your application to fill out. The application is a 21-22 school application. It's got a lot of information in there, including the ability to upload some of the documents we're going to need for your checklist. You can upload those at the time if you'd like. They are not required. You can always upload them later if you would like to. One mistake that people make is there is a picture upload that is required. So we do require a picture of your student, and that helps us whenever they first start school. So please make sure you add that or your application will not go through. Once you add your application, it'll go into our dashboard, and then our admissions team will go through the applications and process them. So after they're processed, and I would say give us 48 hours, unless it's a Friday, then give us until Monday, but you will log back into Crusader Connect and you will see a screen with a blue pulsing dot. That blue pulsing dot is not going to be confusing. Once you have your parent portal, it'll turn into a full parent resource page. But in the meantime, you will see your child's name in the upper left-hand corner. That's what you're going to click on to see their admissions progress. This is going to be your checklist when you log in. Now, your application will have already been completed, but we will need you to upload, if you didn't already do it, with your application, your birth certificate, a recent report card, and that doesn't mean we need your 4th grade report card. If you could hold off until your first trimester or first quarter report card, that would be great, because we will need to have at least a first quarter or first semester or trimester report card before we start the interview. And interviews don't start happening until January, so you have some time. The immunization record needs to be uploaded. And any recent standardized testing results also need to be uploaded. We know that last year, because of COVID, a lot of schools didn't do standardized testing. We will take the latest year available. Miscellaneous documents is just if you want to send us an updated transcript, an updated report card, or any updated records. The teacher and administrative recommendation form, those are super easy. All you do is click on the start button, and you'll put in an email address and the name of the recommender at your current school that is a core teacher and an administrator at your current school for the 5th grade. That email will go straight to them. It will be an online form for them to fill out, and it will come right back to us. When they return it, then these little check marks over here on the side will turn blue. That's how you know we received it back. Plus, you get an email as well. You can also register for our entrance exams. I'm going to go into the dates of those in just a moment. You can register for those right away. Once all of these items are complete, then you're going to see the interview section, and that I will go into in just a few moments as well. Okay, our testing dates. We have 4 separate admissions pools. So our first admissions pool is going to be the December 12th and January 9th testing dates. Those kids, as long as their checklists are complete and they're interviewed in January, they will be announced of our decision on February 1st. January 30th is our second admissions pool, and those students will be announced of our decision on March 1st. February 27th is our third, and that will be announced of our decision by March 31st. And our last scheduled testing date is March 20th. That's our fourth admissions pool, and you will find out by April 30th of our decision. After that, we will have to schedule individual testing days, and we can't guarantee admission because we may get full. We do have financial aid available. For interested families, all you need to do is go back to that website on the admissions tab. There's a drop-down menu and you can click on tuition and financial aid. There's all the information you need to know there. Applications open for the 21-22 school year on January 31st, and the deadline for those applications are April 1st. Make sure you get your taxes done early so that you can get that application in right away. It will require your 2020 tax return. There is a pool of finances that are allotted for financial aid. It's all based on need, but last year our maximum award was right around $4,500 off of the tuition. So that saves you about $450 a month. Definitely something to look into. Faith Lutheran also accepts funds from all of the Nevada Choice Opportunity Scholarships. I don't know if they're accepting new families, but if they do decide to do that again, then we will accept their scholarships. These blue check marks will tell you if your item has been completed. So these are very important. Sometimes people call us and say, I've done everything, but why aren't I seeing my interview? Well, if this blue check mark next to your teacher recommendation form is not blue, that means we have not received it back. So it is not complete. We do need to have all of that information. The admission, scheduling your admissions exam is not quite enough. We also need to score those tests. And we can't score them the next day. So give us about a week or 2 weeks to make sure that those scores are complete, and then your interview option will come up. The interview. Very simple. I don't want to stress out your kids. We don't want to stress out your kids. We just want to meet your kids. We just want to get to know them a little bit through the interview process. You'll interview with somebody from admissions or one of our administrators. It's very casual. It's one-on-one with your student, and then we bring in either one or both parents at the end to answer questions and discuss next steps in the process. So make sure that you schedule it for your child to be there as well, and make sure they're not nervous. We just want to get to know them a little bit. The enrollment and the fees. So our enrollment and activity fee is $1,000. That's for if you only have one student at Faith. There are sibling discounts. So if you have siblings, those are $700 in a piece instead of $1,000. You can find out our financial policies on that tuition and financial aid page I mentioned earlier. It will explain what all of those fees incur, but it's basically all of your enrollment and registration fees, as well as all of your activity fees for the year. So it covers most of everything that's going to happen on campus at Faith Lutheran. Our arts, our clubs, our sports. So all of those things in sixth grade are covered, unless it's something off campus like a field trip or some kind of outside club. Our tuition this year was $13,150. That typically goes up 3 to 5% each year. Our board has not voted on the current tuition for next year yet, but expect it to be probably right around $3,600. I can't guarantee, but it's going to be 3 to 5% more than it is this year. You can pay it all at once in July. You can pay it twice over the year in July and December, or you can do our 10-month payment option. That goes from July through April at $13.15 a month, less any financial aid you might have been awarded. There's no difference in payment whether you pay it all at once or over the 10 months. So here's some monthly tips. I guess September is pretty much over, but it's time to start gathering your documents. Get your birth certificate, your immunization records, and the recent standardized testing scores together. If you can't find your testing scores, you can ask your school and they will help you. All of our feeder schools are very good about getting that to their parents. October 1st, submit that application and get the birth certificate and immunization record and standardized testing uploaded so you can be ready in November to send those recommendation links to your teacher and administrators. You can do that right away if you'd like, but you want to give them a little bit of time in your teacher's classes before you start doing the recommendations. So November is plenty of time. December, upload your any new standardized test scores. I think in most of your schools, that standardized testing is comes back to you in November. So upload those if they're new. Upload any new transcripts, and you can sign up for your testing day. January, if you test in that first application pool, you'll be testing in January, and you'll be interviewing in January to be part of that first admissions pool. If all goes perfectly, you'll be accepted, you'll sign your contract, you'll pay your enrollment fee in February, and you will have a Faith Lutheran Crusader in the 21-22 school year. Most importantly, don't stress out. We're here for you. We love you. We love your kids. We want to make this an easy process for you. And we are here for you the entire time. Call us, email us if you need anything at all. So I think we are ready to go back to Sarah.
Hello, parents. As you might be considering some questions, I just kind of wanted to come back and let you know that we are going to continue to offer all of the great things that we offer our students, both academically and extracurricularly. One of the things that I'm excited to share that's happening on campus right now is that we are preparing for the upcoming middle school play. It will be virtual. So there won't be anybody in the CPAC, any audience, but the middle school kids did put together a short, about 45-minute play. And so we're just so grateful for the opportunity to still try to do a few things in this current culture. I just want to share with you that in case you don't already know this, by joining us tonight, you are starting down the road of making an excellent choice for your students. And I tell you this, one, because I've been a long time Faith Lutheran principal and employee, but really more, I've also have a graduate of Faith Lutheran and a junior, and I would not consider any other school in any other part of the country for my children. In fact, I was just talking to my oldest today. She is a sophomore at Concordia University, St. Paul, and while she has always consistently reported that she was very well prepared for school, she was really lamenting about missing her anatomy teacher. She said that her high school anatomy teacher was 10 times better than her college anatomy professor. I'm not trying to be negative about her college anatomy professor. I'm just trying to tell you that we get kids ready for the next level, whatever that is. And so just want to encourage you with that. We have been blessed by God in so many ways, and it is just such a blessing to be able to be on campus and be together even in a hybrid setting. We have half of our students every 2 days, and we just pray mightily that we be able to go back to normal, fully on ground, so that your incoming students can continue to experience the Christ-focused and centered education in an excellent environment.
Well, Sarah and Lori, we have a couple of questions that have come in now on the Q&A tab if you want to open that up. But Lori, do you want to go back to the last summary slide for the tips from September to December? And go back to that real quick.
Oops. I guess I need to restart it. Here we go.
You're fine. There we go.
Present. There we go.
Big button on the right. There we go.
It's all be quiet, Mr. Orr. That is the monthly tips. Again, you don't have to follow these exactly. These are just kind of our suggestions. We just don't want you to panic and feel like you have to do everything right away. But to get into that February, feel good about being done, that's the order that you would need to do it.
I'd be happy to answer the next few questions. We have a question.
Screenshot this while it's up there. Yep.
Okay. We have a question on what is the testing on? Is it better to test earlier or later? The testing is, the main purpose of our testing is is for math placement. As you see, part of our admissions process is report cards and standardized tests. Yes, we certainly need students to be academically qualified, but the real purpose of our test is to really make sure that we place students in the appropriate math class. In sixth grade, we offer three different levels of math. Our sort of standard math class is Math 2. Math 2 is actually seventh grade math. So our standard curriculum is already accelerated just a bit. We offer pre-algebra to students who qualify. And then we offer what's called Math 2A, which is sixth grade math. And so the purpose of our math is math placement. We also do a reading test just to get a baseline. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back to the Q&A to remember some of that. We offer, oh my gosh, the sports and activities we offer. We pretty much offer every sport that is offered at the high school level. I'll try to go through them. In the fall, we offer, for sixth grade, flag football. We offer cross country, which is co-ed, and then we offer volleyball. We offer, in between fall and winter, we offer swimming. Then we offer basketball and wrestling, and we offer lacrosse. And in the spring, we offer all kinds of things, from tennis to golf to soccer to track and to softball. We have all kinds of activities, from art clubs, cupcake club, ping pong club, drama. We have a fall play, as I mentioned earlier, and we have a middle school musical. I haven't covered everything, but I feel like I've covered the highlights there. We do not have early morning care as far as supervised early morning care. You may drop your students off as early as 7. We have a cafeteria where students can get a breakfast and hang out and do homework. We allow students to hang out and play in the Gaga pit. And before we had the COVID, we allowed them to be closer. We don't allow that now. And then we have after school care called FAST. That is organized as far as it's supervised. It has a cost. So we do offer after school care. One of the questions is, what grades do you need to be able to qualify for the school? I think that most importantly, students who are struggling around in grade school with D's or F's would have a really hard time at Faith Lutheran. And certainly it's never because we don't want a student. It's because we want students to be successful in our middle school. So we really take everything on a case-by-case basis. But we do have an expectation that students will be able to keep up with our academic requirements. In sixth grade, there are not differentiated classes as far as advanced or not. Math is the only one. And in seventh and eighth grade, we offer an advanced English and an advanced science. We have a whole host of electives that you can find on our website. I see there's a question about security measures for middle school. We have security measures for the entire school. We have a full-time, Triumph Security is our full-time security. Who provides, that level of security. We do not allow anybody to visit the building that doesn't first show us their ID, and that has to be run through a background check. I'm not sure if your question is referring to, are middle schoolers safe around high schoolers? And the answer to that question is yes. Their bell schedule is very different. There's not a lot of, in between classes where they're together. But, one of the things that I find, and I've always seen this, and I feel like it's really special at Faith Lutheran, and it's very much a family atmosphere. A lot of our students have siblings in both schools. you know, our high school kids treat our middle school kids like younger brothers and sisters, even if they're not. It's a very blessed family atmosphere, and the kids are very safe around their own peers and around their high school counterparts. School starts at 8:15 and ends at 3:05 for sixth grade, and ends at 3:15 for seventh and eighth grade. In middle school, we do not offer any other foreign language besides Spanish. In high school, there are a few other offerings. Sixth graders currently, this year, with our new road and half of our kids on campus, we have sixth graders dropping and picking up off of what is homestretch, or what used to be homestretch, if you're familiar with the geography of our campus. That will change when it's everybody, and so we'll let you know of that. But if sixth graders have older siblings, students are picked up and dropped off always with the oldest sibling. I've got to just share some vulnerability with you. This is like really difficult to not see you and interact with you. And I hate this about COVID. But I really appreciate your time. We do not have a female hockey team. And I don't know, Mr. Orr, you actually might know, is hockey co-ed?
Yeah, I'm unmuted. There we go. I'm not sure if I don't think we have not had a female hockey player yet. Our team is in conjunction with the Las Vegas Junior Golden Knights, and so a lot of those policies are driven by as well as in conjunction with that organization. So it'd be a specific question that you'd want to email in, and we can get that answered at a later time.
Swim team is co-ed. And that we swam, at least before we were in the virus, we did all of our practicing and competitions at the Adelson School.
We have some more questions on the chat box, so I wanted to just kind of bring those up really quick. As far as having twin boys, do we have a choice if we want the boys to be in the same class or not?
Yes, you have a choice. Our encouragement is that actually, the way we do sixth grade now in teams of 3 teachers, it's pretty difficult to be in exactly the same classes. Often, I find with twin families, their preference is not to worry about it. When the day is done, they're 2 separate people. But it is nice to have maybe the same teachers, and that we can try to accommodate that. The math, it kind of a little bit hinges on math. So I hope that answers that question.
We could say we did bring in 28 sets of twins last year. So
lots of
twins.
Multiples. We've had quite a few triplets as well.
Exactly. Another one of the questions, if you already have a child at Faith, you would use, yes, your already established Crusader account to submit the application. If you go to your parent resource board, there's actually a box on there that says apply for 2021 or 21. There will be for 21-22, and you can apply your student there.
I have a question here. Do students have a homeroom they are based from, or do they exchange rooms? In sixth grade, there isn't one set homeroom, but we try to have kind of a set core of rooms. So I don't know that really answers your question. It's certainly different from elementary school in that way. Sixth graders will move a little bit more.
Another one about acting theater for sixth grade.
Well, sixth graders are eligible to try out for both the play and the musical, as far as those extracurricular drama activities. We don't have. There's one of the Explore classes. If you choose the Explore track, one of the Explore classes is drama. So I hope that answers that question.
And then about science and programming and robotics.
Same thing. As far as Explore classes, we have some pre-robotics as an Explore class. Science is part of our core. curriculum. So all sixth graders have a science class, and programming is not really available until seventh and eighth grade. And it's really, I don't know, Mr. Orr, you might be able to help me clarify that. I'm not sure we have a lot of coding in middle school.
Yeah, so in middle school, one of the options in the explore classes is they focus on circuitry and working with Arduinos, if you're familiar with that at all. And then they do learn some basic Python and some things like that inside of their explore inside that STEM explore part there. And then there's other extracurricular stuff that occasionally pop up as well that will involve coding and things along those lines.
Here's a really fun question. If a parent wanted to start working at the school, would that be possible? And yes, we have, I'm one of them. Me too. We have kids in our school. So we have a wonderful human resource department, and please submit your resume and we'll go from there.
Yeah, job opportunities are listed on our website if you would like to look. And there's always openings throughout the year. It's a phenomenal place to work. You'll never work with better people. We can tell you that. Partnership hours. Do you see that one?
Can you clarify what you mean by partnership hours?
Yeah.
Is that tied to financial aid, or what are you what are you asking there?
Okay, we're going to move on to the different classrooms. We'll answer that as soon as you guys can clarify the partnership hours. But family hours requirement. Oh, sorry. We're expected at Lamb of God.
We still not sure I understand the question, but if you are receiving financial aid, then we do have a minimal requirement to volunteer on campus wherever possible.
I see what she's saying. Some elementary schools require all parents to give volunteer hours if they are part of that school, and we don't require parents to have volunteer hours at our school unless they're receiving financial aid. So that's that answer.
We kind of, we kind of want your kid to be here without you. So that's part of middle school. Okay, we are going to PALI. Yes, I have a question about going to PALI. In fact, this year, currently, as of today, we're still planning to go to PALI. PALI Institute is a outdoor education camp that we've always gone to with sixth graders. It is the highlight of the sixth grade year. It happens the end of April, beginning of May. It's a 2-night, 3-day little trip. It's, oh gosh, such a wonderful experience. It was really a heartbreak to not get to go last spring. It's a wonderful experience for our students. PALI is a camp. It's a secular camp that just does a fantastic job. They are located in Running Springs, California, about 3.5 hours away in the San Bernardino Mountains. It's a beautiful little place. But yes, we plan to go. So, how many different classrooms do sixth graders have? They can have, outside of electives, because every sixth grader has to go to PE and goes to an elective every other day. And so then beyond that, they could have up to 3 different classrooms.
I'm not sure we explained our block schedule. Did you want to tell them about the block scheduling?
You should apply October 1st.
October 1st.
Thinking about applying. Oh, hey, I didn't answer a question earlier. The question was, should you test early, or is it okay to wait? And that really is up to you. I will tell you, with early testing, sometimes some of the items on the math test, kids possibly haven't learned those items yet, or they may be like unfamiliar to them. That does not mean that a student, we make sure that we appropriately place students in math. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't want you to panic about getting in on December testing, especially now, with COVID, and, currently we could not allow you to come test like we do normally tomorrow. hopefully by December we can, and we can spread everybody out. But I just don't want you to panic about testing by December. It's not, it doesn't have any bearing on whether you get in or not, as far as if you tested in December or waited until January. I think
Also, COVID, we did a retest in April for some of the kids too, so that's always going to be available as long as we can get the kids to come and retest in spots.
Lori, can you answer refunds, especially if maybe a family, has to move or something like that?
Right. So the $1,000 enrollment and activity fee is non-refundable if you stay in town. But if you do have to move out of town, you will be fully refunded as soon as you give proof of your enrollment in the different school in a different state. But if you do stay in town, unless it's an extenuating circumstance, it will be non-refundable. If it is something that's extenuating, then of course you can always contact our CEO to see if he would be willing to do a refund.
I have a question on, can I speak to the tracks that I mentioned earlier? Are these different classes on different days? So let me go ahead and take a moment and explain the schedule. All sixth grade students are required to take 7 classes. So math, science, religion will be one core group of classes one day, and literature, language arts, and social studies will be one other set of core classes the next day. All sixth graders take PE. So sixth graders only have an opening for one elective choice. And there's a few elective choices. They can take, sorry, I got distracted by other Faith Lutheran schools in other parts of the country. Not Faith Lutheran exactly, but there are other Lutheran schools. I can help you out. Okay, so then after all the required courses, then students have a choice of a few things. There are year-long music classes, choir, band, and orchestra. And if students are interested in any one of those 3, they do not have to have prior experience. If you want to do choir for the very first time, awesome. If you want to try an instrument for the very first time, then you join band. And the same thing with orchestra, which would be violin, cello, string instruments. If you don't want to choose one of those music tracks, then you choose an elective set. I don't know what those are. I'm sorry. I've been a little out of that since we've been in the virus. But there is drama, there's dance, there's pre-robotics, there is fast math, art, and Lori, help me out. I feel like I'm missing a couple. And then you just pick those, and they're quarter-long courses.
Social media management.
What's that?
Social media.
Yeah. Introduction to social media, and they're 9 weeks long. So I hope that answers that question.
Okay. There are 26 students in each class in 6th grade. It will be capped at that. There will not be any more. This year we have 25, and it's in the hybrid section. So
we really do not have a lot of room to change elective tracks once a kid is in it, once a student is in it. That's the whole purpose of elective, is it's only 9 weeks. You're trying this. This is, and so that's what we really encourage students to do, is stick with it. So I hope that answers that question.
As for the webinar, we did record this, so if you came in late, we are going to post it on our YouTube channel. I will send the link to that webinar to all of your feeders, to all of your schools, and they can let you know where to access that by the end of the week.
We offer photography in 8th grade art.
And we do not provide buses. We do have carpool systems sometimes that are offered just between families. If that's something that you're interested in, but sometimes you can go to the front office and find out who lives in a certain zip code, and then they can contact them to see if anybody's interested in the carpool. That has happened in the past, but that would be something you'd have to administer yourself. The link for the testing and the dates, that will all be on your checklist under your register button. That will tell you each date of your testing. Okay. Oh, look, we already have a link. All right, I think that's all of our questions so far.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Please know that you can always contact us if you didn't get a question answered this evening. Your schools, administrators and/or teachers are awesome as well. They can answer a lot of questions as well.
Yes, and please, if you need to call the admissions office tomorrow, I will be there all day. So I will answer any questions that you didn't get answered today. We'll make sure we get that link on our website to show the beginning of the webinar if you did not get to see it. And don't forget to attend our virtual preview night. All of these questions are going to be answered all over again, but even more so because you'll be meeting our 6th grade students and our teachers and having interviews with a lot of different people. So it's going to be a great thing for you guys to look at. So
I would close us in a prayer.
Please.
Okay, so please join me wherever you are as I pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you, God, for this opportunity to be together tonight. Lord, thank you for providing the margin in our day and our schedule to meet and talk about Faith Lutheran. Lord, I am grateful for the technology that you provide that we can at least do this. And I pray, Lord, that it be your will that we someday soon can connect in person. Father, thank you for these parents and the sacrifice they're making for their students now and will continue to make to come to Faith Lutheran. Lord, bless the rest of their 5th grade year and experience. Calm any anxiety and fear. And dear Jesus, we just thank you that our schools are free to exist and worship you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right.
Well, thank you, everybody. I do see one more question. What is the recent standardized test scores and do I have to do it? I'm not sure I understand your question. We do not have a minimum standard that you have to meet. We just require that you provide your standardized scores when you have them.
And if you talk to the Faith Academy administration, they'll tell you what those test scores are, and they will offer those to you so you can upload them. They'll give you the paperwork.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Harper. You're awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. God's blessings to you. And this will be fine. October 1st, start applying.